I've come up to honor Dr. Hawkins with a flagpole and a flag. I met him a couple of months ago at the Benny Atkins Foundation kickoff, and he's a former Marine, and I'm a former Marine. Not that that has anything to do with it, but let's just say I'm maybe a little partial to other Marines. But I'm coming up here to put a flagpole up for Dr. Hawkins to honor him for his service and thank him for his service to his country.
You don't serve for recognition, but you appreciate it if it ever comes. And so I think for me, it really demonstrates a much bigger picture. It's not about me, it's about the recognition of all those who have served, because we have seen at different points in our history very little recognition afforded those who have served. Today, I'm pleased to say that it has, during my lifetime, recognition except for those who came out of World War II. I think the recognition afforded those men and women who served today and who have served in recent years, it's encouraging and it's almost inspiring to know that appreciation is being extended.
Right here, I got the bucket, got some water in it.
You know, only 1% or less of the population of this country has chosen to wear that uniform and be ready to go into harm's way. So we owe, they're not paid a lot, you know, and so any way that we can express gratitude, I think it's an important thing, overture for us to do. And I particularly appreciate Jamie and his willingness to devote his life to making that statement.
I was laid off from a job in early January, and I really didn't have anything that I had on my schedule and my calendar to do. And I always thought putting a flagpole up for a veteran was just a simple gesture of saying thanks. And so I did that for a couple of people local. I sponsored them myself, and I put that out there on social media and asked for anybody else that wanted to honor a family member, and I was inundated with requests to do just that. And so that's really how it started. My first official installation was the 27th of January. A gentleman named Ralph Powell, who's a Vietnam vet in Beulah, and he was sponsored by his next door neighbor that had known him, lived next to him for 20 plus years. Dirt around the hole. The overall reaction is gratitude and a sense of humbleness, but with Vietnam veterans, even more than anybody else, it's even more special to them just because of the way what they came home 2 years ago. And so many of them just really stayed out of the limelight forever. They didn't want anybody to know they served. And now, just recently, I guess over the last several years, it seems like they're getting out and about and they're wearing their hats and they're showing the pride. And so when I show up to any veteran's house, but more specifically a Vietnam veteran's house, most of the reactions are tears of joy, tears of pride, and for all of them, they'd never had a flagpole before. And some of them, the oldest gentleman I put one up for is 97, and the youngest is 33. So, there's a pretty wide range of age, but they all do the same way. They all react the same way, and it's overwhelming for them.
Yeah, don't let that touch the ground. It's a flag-waving place in which we live and work. Troy University has held on to those core values that have been so important to America. I can't say all of American higher education has done that. I wish I could say that. But we know that we stand on a rock at Troy, and we appreciate those who provide our nation's defense, and we like those who wear the uniform. In fact, let me say, we love those who wear the uniform.